Pollution. Air pollution is the presence in or introduction into the air of a substance which has harmful or poisonous effects, mainly gases such as oxides of carbon, nitrogen, and sulfur. Through the discovery of fossil fuels such as coal and oil, people were able to make more out of their days because they had electricity at night. As a result of that, the steel industry, oil industry, and car manufacturing industries began to flourish. Moreover, industry was not regulated and there was no careful research on the potential harms of burning fossil fuels. Harmful chemicals such as lead were added to the gasoline pumped at gas stations, emitting excess amounts of lead into the atmosphere through the combustion of cars and causing many mental disorders. Until one day, in October of 1948, pollution got so critical in the city of Donovan, Pennsylvania that people began to die. Cool air in the stratosphere trapped all the pollution in the air, causing a gray smog that took a toll on the lives of many.
After having a large amount of air pollution into our atmosphere, the Clean Air Act of 1970 was passed to regulate air emissions from industrial and mobile sources. This way, a large amount of air pollution isn't emitted into our atmosphere.
Later on, due to the increased demand for industrialized products, a system of cap and trade was implemented into the Clean Air Act of 1990, which allows factories to trade the amount of pollution that they can actually release into the atmosphere.
Due to the excessive amount of air pollution, it began to have a devastating effect on human health. The effects are respiratory problems, lung damage, chest pain, coughing, nausea, and cancer.
After the Clean Air Act today, I would be dying like this.
Now I'm going to go interview some of our fellow bulldogs and see what they know about air pollution.
Air pollution is toxins in the air that are not supposed to be there.
Air pollution is corrupting Earth.
Air pollution is when the substances in the air are harming the people's lungs.
Air pollution is when people are driving cars and they're polluting air from their muffler, and then black air goes to Earth, and yeah, that's air pollution.
Okay, air pollution comes in different ways, okay? It could be air pollution from the rain, okay? If it's just clear sky and the rain falls, you're not gonna get much of pollution, okay? But there's chemicals, there's smoke, there's a fire, whatever it is, okay? That gets combined with the air, so when the rain drops, you get pollution in that way, okay? So when it comes to air pollution, it just depends where you're at, either in the East Coast, Central, or on the West Coast. Okay, luckily here in the United States, here in Florida, we don't have much of pollution because we're surrounded by wind and by the peninsula.
Some things that cause air pollution are like smoking, like diesel.
Causes of air pollution is cars and factories when they let out the fumes and the smoke. Well, the fuels that cars release, and it destroys our ozone.
Some causes of air pollution, the perfect example would be the truck that's passing by, emitting a whole bunch of carbon dioxide into the air, causing a lot of pollution into the environment, also into the atmosphere. Also, like factories like the one that made this can emit a lot of carbon dioxide and chemicals into the environment and atmosphere as well, causing our ozone layer to deplete and causing a lot of physical damages to the people's human.
Effects of air pollution is we could get lung cancers and breathing problems.
Well, they could cause many things, okay? For us, it could cause asthma. It could be terrible for the kids, what they breathe, okay? It could cause lung disease, okay? It depends where you're gonna get the air pollution, because it could be from nuclear waste, okay, which is bad, or it could be some other ways it is. I mean, it could cause a lot of things when it comes to health, but mostly it could cause lung damage, tissue damage.
One way is using more electric cars instead of gasoline efficient cars.
Not driving diesel vehicles, not smoking less around kids, stuff like that. For example, Instead of using gas for barbecue, you could use the regular charcoal.
Well, I know that we already have like a lot of, I don't know the word for it, a lot of alternatives to for cars, for fuel. For example, we don't have to use oil. I know there's people that they're working on hydro, oil, water instead of oil for cars, and as well as soybeans. That's already like a huge thing. Soybeans and vegetable oil instead of oil for powering cars. That's one thing.
Honestly, when it comes to like us, the main way I think is by driving cars, trucks, airplanes. Okay, by those they have the mufflers, they have the catalytic converters. Okay, and that reduces the air pollution here in the States. And that's one way we could do it. Other ways you could use it by factories. Also, okay, factories is a big deal. Okay, you could reduce their air pollution in that way.
Us as human beings can do simple stuff to reduce our air pollution. We can conserve energy, carpool, plant trees, use warm or cold water to wash our clothes. We can buy canvas bags instead of paper or plastic bags. We can also use public transportation, and we can recycle. All these ways of reducing air pollution can help us have a brighter future. See that right there? That is emitting tons and tons of fumes into our atmosphere. Do you not understand what you're doing?
Someone has to pick up the garbage.